back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
Hello. Oh. Hello. Yes. Hi. Okay. Um. Oh yes, that's right. Okay. Hello, everybody. Anybody who's watching. So, you know how I was talking the other day about how downloading an app, multitasking, which I wasn't really multitasking. I was just pausing one thing to do another. Well, um, I downloaded an app called like Eclipse.gg. Right? And it's super cool. I don't want to say super cool. It's pretty neat. I mean, of course, you always expect a lot from something, and you don't get what you want, blah blah blah. That's why I never have high expectations for some stuff. But so I got on the app, and it's you connect your Twitch account or other accounts like YouTube or something, and it'll like connect your recorded streams from it. So it then you go on it, and if it's like 2 hours and 59 minutes, like 3 hours or less, you get to send it in or something. So it processes it and it picks out moments in the 3 hour stream of like clip worthy moments. And now it's not exactly what I was looking for, but it is giving me more ideas to make clips from other videos. Like um on the Genshin Impact one, whenever we were talking to Donna and getting her little Donna lore, it picked out that moment. Now, not specifically that moment though. It started before that moment with talking to another character, NPC and stuff, and then it went to her, and then it cut off part of her lore area, towards the end. So it wasn't exactly what I was looking for, but it also gave me the idea of thinking, oh, you know what? Even though that's not like entertaining, like a fighting scene or action or something like that, or like a funny little quip, it's still like content, right? And it's pretty good content because that could lead into something. Like if we get more voice lines and such from Donna from different quests or something, we can learn more about her, and then it'd be like a little thing like, oh, there's more Donna lore, and you can get excited for it, you know. But and that could be just its own little thing of content and get inside of Genshin Impact that's not action based. So I think it's just a neat like thing, you know, because it'll pick out moments that I didn't think could be like put on TikTok or Instagram, you know, and like that would be entertaining, but it said this is entertaining, so why don't you try and post it? And it doesn't do it exactly like the good section of the clip, so I still probably will have to go in and make the clip myself, but you know it's still nice to see that and have different options or like its own opinion. And like that last stream, that Genshin Impact stream was like I don't know like 2.5 hours long or something. It made 15 clips from it. I still haven't looked through all of them, but I looked at the Donna one and I just haven't looked through them because I haven't been thinking about it. I've been working, going home, sleeping, working, going home, sleeping, going home, watching anime, just getting sidetracked like a motherfucker. But yeah, yeah, you know, but I think it's pretty cool that thing. So I've been okay. Another thing. I've been looking at not looking but thinking of ideas for my VTuber model, right? And of course, for the very first VTuber model, I'm not gonna hide or keep anything secret because I want to get your guys' opinions too. Be like a little outsider input from people who watch VTubers or something like that, you know. And so I'm leaving it out in the open for the first model. The second model, once I got like the base down, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what I want. You're not gonna know anything about the second model. No new thing, nothing. You might know not about the third one or fourth one or however many I have. You know, but the second one, which is going to be probably top, like a much a higher quality and better rigging and all this and that stuff. So yeah, we'll see about that. Well, you guys won't know about that, but the first one you guys will know about because I want some outsider input because I don't know what the heck I'm doing, and I don't even know. I literally just learned about this thing called like VTuber model like software thing where you have to go in and like that's where you can like look at your VTuber model or change stuff. I'm like, I don't even know anything about it. 'Cause I just went on Twitter and I was scrolling through Twitter or X and I'm like trying to like learn, I'm trying to like be on X more because I'm following a lot of VTubers and uh, artists and stuff on there. And some of the stuff they post on there, some of the stuff that pops up on my For You page, it's interesting. I like it, and some stuff is funny, you know. So I like being on Twitter for that on that account. So it's nice, and I like to be able to see other people's opinions and go onto their accounts for their rigging and stuff like that. So in the future, when I have more money, I can buy that stuff. I'm more based as a VTuber, you know, a more solidified VTuber. I can do that more, but. I mean, that's what I want to do. But my idea, you know, I mentioned it earlier. I mentioned having being a cat, right? A cat, and I'm still kind of leaning towards cat. I'm not too sure yet, but cat, and it's an alchemist cat that guides souls. You know what I'm saying? That was the one that I had before, right? An alchemist cat that guides souls, and because I wanted to incorporate my name into it, and I didn't know. And I've been thinking that's just not a good way to incorporate my name, you know? It's like it's not bad, and that's what I want to do. I want to have souls, you know, like little pets kind of thing. And that's what you guys are gonna be. You guys are souls, you know. And then I'm like thinking about video games, and then I'm scrolling through Twitter, and then I get off of Twitter. I was doing that today, and then I was just thinking about games that I could play tonight other than Phasmophobia. And I'm like, what could I play other than Phasmophobia? Because honestly, I'm not feeling Phasmophobia tonight. But I promised you guys Phasmophobia on Monday, so I'm going to do it today. I'm actually feeling a little bit more into it right now than I was earlier. But so I was thinking, I don't want to do Phasmophobia, you know, and then I kept thinking about other games. And I'm like, well, I have Diablo, and then I started thinking about Diablo because Diablo's been a big game in my life. I mean, I've been playing it since I was probably 13 or 14, maybe, on a PS3, and then my dad got it because he liked Diablo so much. And well, here's the story. I started playing Diablo because my dad had one of his buddies who didn't have a place to stay, staying at my house in my bedroom. It's kind of fucking weird, but whatever. Um, so we were like rooming together basically, and he had a PS3. He had it hooked up to our TV as well. Cause so whenever my dad's not playing, he can play. And when my dad's playing, he just won't be playing because it's my dad's TV. You know, if he wants to play, he won't play. And my dad's nice. He's not me. He'll let the guy play. But so he's playing Diablo, and we were curious. What is this game? Or I was curious. Maybe I was curious. Maybe my dad was curious too. I don't know how it started of us playing the game, but that's the circumstances that came across us, and we played the game together. And we liked it a whole bunch. And I mean, we got through like the first like I want to say level, but it's not really a level. It's like we started playing Diablo 3. Diablo 3, when you first start the game, you're in the town, you're outside of the town. And then you come in, you kill some zombies, you get inside the town, get a little lore, and then you leave the town on a little mission. And once you go out there, you can when you go outside the town into the like outskirts of the town, because you have the town, like the main town part, and you have like the village that's on a little bit of it. You're like going through the village. Once you go through the village and you move on to the next section across the bridge, I think that's probably about as far as my dad and I went. Maybe we cleared the bridge area, past the bridge area, but that's probably about as far as my dad and I went on those characters. And then my dad got the game. So on Xbox. And so I think by that point I left to go back home. See, my parents were divorced, and when I was a kid, I'd travel over to Indiana, which is where my dad is, to spend the summer with him. And then I'd go back home in Arkansas to live. That's where my mom is. So I was there, going to school and all that stuff. Anyways, I think by that point, by the time we got first area of Diablo 3, I had left to go back to Arkansas. I think my dad might have played Diablo by himself and like completed the majority of it, maybe. I don't remember. Either way, he did play it a little bit. He played it more than I did, because once I got back from Arkansas, I really didn't even think about the game. But and I came back the next year. He had the game. He had it on the Xbox. The other guy, my roommate, basically in my room that he was staying there, my dad's buddy, left because he had some other place to stay at, or he was in a better position in his life. So it was looking up for him. So he left. Anyways, my dad had the game, and we started playing it. And one of the characters they have is a demon hunter, and I fucking love that character. Fucking great character. I love playing him. Second character I did was a witch hunter, and then a crusader, and then I did barbarian. Or no. It was a witch. What are they called? Witch doctor. So it was demon hunter, witch doctor, a wizard, crusader, barbarian is like the order in which I made my characters. Even though I really didn't play the crusader or the barbarian that much, and I also don't think I played the witch doctor very much either. But I did play the wizard with my dad quite a bit. The wizard was my dad's favorite character. Demon hunter is my favorite character for Diablo 3. Anyways, I was playing all that stuff. I was like, that's cool, right? And then I was thinking again, because I thought about the Diablo game I have on my Xbox now, and then I thought about all that stuff, and then I thought about again the Diablo 4 that I have on my console. Trust me, okay? Bear with me, because I'm leading. It's leading to the right area. If you remember what I'm originally talking about, which I do, and I will remind you. But I then thought about Diablo 4 again, and what I've played on Diablo 4, right? And so I'm like, okay, well, I've played a decent amount on Diablo 4. And I've been hyped about Diablo 4 for a long time because it was first on the phone, or that first phone version. It was cool, but I didn't get it because it took up so much fucking storage, and I was like, it's cool, but I mean, that much storage on your phone, and it's Diablo 4 on your phone. Like, are you kidding me? I was not hyped for that bit. I was more hyped for this on the console. Anyways, that was just a whole fucking thing. Oh gosh, Blizzard's crazy for that. Anyways, Diablo 4 was out, and I was thinking about my characters on there. Because, I was thinking about my characters on Diablo 3, which got me thinking about characters in Diablo 4. And I thought, well, the first character I did was like a rogue. Because I wanted the character to be close as possible to the Demon Hunter from Diablo 3. Since there wasn't one. And I was kind of bummed that there wasn't one, but I thought the closest one to the Demon Hunter in Diablo 3 is the Rogue. So I was like, okay, I'll do the Rogue. And so I did. And it was nice. Honestly, it really wasn't what I was looking for, but it was okay, right? And then I was thinking about my other characters. I'm like, okay, well, I have a seasonal character, and they're a wizard. That's cool. And then I was thinking again, I was like, well, what's the other character? Because I know that I didn't like the rogue, so I made another character that I might like more. And there's a character on there named, a character class on there named the Necromancer. I thought, that's pretty fucking cool. And so I did the Necromancer. Right? Another character I did, this is a side note, but the, like, spirit guy, I don't remember their name, but there's a spirit guy on there. I have one of those too. I bought the extra DLC pack because I thought it was cool. I haven't even freaking played with it. Oh my gosh. Anywho, I got my Necromancer. Played my Necromancer for a lot, and then my Necromancer got me thinking. Wait a minute, Necromancers deal with souls, don't they? I mean, like, you can make using, like, they rise people from the dead. They use their fucking souls and make wizards and skeletons and shit. They literally use their souls to make them come back to life. Like, come on, they're literally a soul master. And so I'm thinking, wait, hold on. Okay, so they do all that shit with souls. Why don't I just make my VTuber a necromancer and avid alchemist? I mean, isn't that just the perfect thing ever? I mean, think about it for D&D standards, right? That flows so perfectly. Right? So perfectly. Oh, so I was like, okay, that's fucking perfect. Now, I could be a cat necromancer that's an avid alchemist. Right? That sounds like amazing, doesn't it? And then it incorporates perfectly the souls that I want to have in that I want to, like, include you guys as souls, and, like, the character, like the little pets. You know how Demi does her little couple buddies on her pets on, I don't know what she calls them, but pets are her buddies on stream. She does that. I want the same thing, but as souls representing you guys, hanging out with me at the start of my streams as the just chatting portion. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to try and incorporate this more often, the just chatting scene area. Of course, I don't know how to get it to pop up on my actual streaming thing of, like, recently played games or something, because I don't have, like, a screen where it's just blank and you guys are just listening to me. There's no game on or nothing. This is the only way I know how to do it. So, yeah. Anywho, that's how I'm thinking. That's what I'm gonna make my VTuber be, like, kind of like a little background stuff, because it perfectly incorporates the soul aspect that I want. You guys being the souls, and having the souls on stream, like Demi has her little pet guys on stream. You know, cool stuff like that. It perfectly incorporates that and my name, right? And then I could add in a alchemist. And a necromancer and alchemist, I mean, they go well so freaking perfect, right? Don't they? So it's like it's like the best option. I get the incorporation of you guys that I want, and I get the main character design background that I want. And they flow really good together. Now, I've been thinking about changing my name again, though. It's like Soul Boss is nice, but I don't know about the boss part. If I could just do Soul 66, I'd do it. But I don't know how. I don't know. Well, I mean, it's not that I don't know how. I just don't know if it's going to be a username that's already taken. You know, it's just. I think that's one of the harder things about making a name is because like there's people like Markiplier. People have never heard of that, but Markiplier goes so freaking perfect. It's smooth. It fits him perfectly because his name is Mark, right? And then for Corey Kenshin, I mean, his name's Corey. I don't think his last name is Kenshin, but if it is, he's literally just put his name up there, and it is like perfect. I mean, come on, Corey Kenshin, Samurai. That's like, I like even if it's just his regular name, it goes so well, right? And then with like Septiceye, I don't remember how to say his name. I haven't listened to much time. I mean, his name's Jack. I'm pretty sure. I don't know where the Septiceye came from, but somehow it just works. You know, it's weird, but it just works. And then like this person that followed me a couple days ago, Fammy the cat, right? I don't know how where you came up with the name Fammy, but I feel like it just works. You know, you're a cat named Fammy. It's nice and simple, but it's a great username. You know. Of course, I'm picky as shit too, but Soul Boss, I just don't know, man. I just don't know. I mean, like, the main purpose for the name is because I want to have an easy, like, nickname to go by. Because I don't want people knowing my real name. Because I don't want people finding me. I want the privacy of being a VTuber and streaming without a face cam and stuff. That's what I want, right? And I guess at some point, like a couple years later, or when I'm older, or when I have more had concrete following and stuff and standing and stuff whatnot on for streaming on Twitch, then I'll probably let you guys know my name or like where I'm living or something, you know, like what state I'm in or something, you know, because I'm in the U.S. I mean, I might know eventually later because I feel more grounded in the VTuber community, right? Which is another thing I have to get into the VTuber community. Like, oh goodness, that's crazy. But, still, goodness. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking, and I want to change my name because I just don't feel like Soul Boss works really well, like Jacksepticeye or Markiplier or Corey Kenshin or Grizzy, you know, or Smitty. You know, I just don't feel like those really fit very well. You know what I mean? Or like those, not that they don't feel really well, it's that they do fit really well. And I want Soul Boss or some other name to fit me really well. And of course, it's more from your guys' perspective than it is from mine. Because you guys don't know my real name. You guys don't know my personality outside of being a streamer. Or like my personality at work or at home when I'm by myself, when I'm with friends, yada yada yada, you know, or I'm out to eat, you know, or with family. You don't know that personality. You don't know that side of me. You know my streaming side. And if Soul Boss works for me, and you guys think it works perfectly, fuck yeah, right? You know. But I don't know. It's just like I feel like I could find a better name for me. That I mean, it doesn't have to have the soul in it, but I want it to be a name that people can use as like a nickname for me. Like Tsunami Cat. Her name's long, and that's probably why she has it without any numbers at the end of it. But people call her Sue. Like the first three letters of Tsunami. Sue. Fucking perfect. Or Kitty, who is on Twitch. Her name is literally Kitty, and people literally call her Kitty. Like, there's just so many VTubers out there and other content creators that just have these perfect names that fit them so well. Like, one of them, I just kind of learned about them recently, named Kenji. Kenji, like, that's a perfect name for them, I guess. And it works well. And maybe that is their real name, but, like, it works. It's just a nice name. It flows nicely. But my name, if I put my name on here, one, it just wouldn't work. I mean, it just straight up wouldn't work. It would look so out of place. So out of place. I don't know. I don't know. And Queso? Don't know where he came up with that name, but it's perfect. People literally just call him Queso or Case. But I mean, it's perfect, right? It's perfect. Or Schlatt. Where the hell did that name come from, right? Where'd Schlatt come from? J Schlatt? Where'd that come from? But it works perfectly. It works perfectly. Right? Works perfectly. I want to find a good name that I feel like works perfectly. And I mean, of course, it's more from your guys' point than it is mine. But gosh, I just don't know. I had a wicked sense of deja vu today. So I'm at work, right? And I work in the healthcare. I'm a surgical technologist. I don't know if I told you guys that. But I basically just set up the whole case. So like all the instruments, people, like you think about a big surgery where like the belly's open, right? People are messing around with your intestines and stuff like that. Yeah. So um surgeons can't do jack shit without me. They can't start the case. They can't effectively operate on you, and they can't do it efficiently without me. Of course, without the nurse, I couldn't do my job as efficiently at all, really, because of sterility. That's another thing. Well, I'll do a short thing about sterility. There's three different types of sterility. There is sterile, which is literally as clean can ever be. Then there's dirty, which is if you're working with bowel, like poop and stuff, or if you're working with genitalia, specifically the vagina. Those two things are classified as dirty. So they're not sterile, like perfectly clean, but they're not contaminated, which is the third thing. Now, so dirty is like the middle ground between sterile and contaminated. Contaminated basically means you take a perfectly sterile, super clean item and someone who is not sterile, who is like, for instance, the nurse, touches something that is perfectly clean and sterile, it is contaminated because they have a crap ton of germs and other things on their hands. So that object can no longer be touched by anything else sterile. And if it is touching anything that is sterile, the thing that is touching is contaminated also. It's like travels in seconds. The germs just travel all over the item the contaminated person touched, effectively contaminating it and anything else it touches. So you have to throw it off the field. Anyways, that's the three things of sterility. What was I doing with that? Basically, what I do is I set up the entire case. I get all the instruments, all the tools, the suture, the needles, the blades, everything the surgeon's going to need, and the drapes, everything the surgeon's going to need to operate on you in surgery. Because if I wasn't there, they wouldn't have any instruments. They wouldn't be able to set up any instruments. They wouldn't be able to have anything ready to go. Nothing like that. They'd have to drape it all by themselves, put all the instruments up by themselves, make sure everything stays sterile, all that. I do all that for them, basically before they get in the room. And sometimes the draping happens while they're in the room because they're trying to go fast and it's just stressful. But what? Oh, I don't like that. Why is it fucking dark in here? But if I'm not there, they don't have anything to set up with. Nothing. So I set everything up before they get in the room. I drape before they get in the room, and I get sterile gowns and gloves on them. Now, basically, they can't do their job without me. So that's me. I'm a stereotechnologist. Oh my gosh. Wait. Certified Surgical Technologist. A CST. That's what my title stands for. Surgical Technologist. Now, do not ever get me confused with a surgical technician. Technologists and technicians are two different things. Very different. Technicians, those ones, they have on-the-job training. They don't go to school for it or nothing like that. They are not book smart, nothing like that. They're not taught anatomy and physiology and microbiology and terminology and stuff like that. They're not taught that. They're on the job, trained, and then they go to work. They get less pay, but it's cheaper, kind of, sort of. Now, surgical technologists, not technician, technologists. That's what I am. I went to school for this job. So I paid money to get taught how to do my job, which is what a lot of people do for like welding and such. Now, I also get clinicals, like the same thing nurses get. So we go to hospitals, we scrub in with other technologists, and they're called our preceptors, and we learn from them. And we go home or go back to school like 2 out of the 3 days of the 5 days a week, and do school, and the other 3 days are clinical, stuff like that. But yeah, as a surgical technologist, I get all the instruments ready, make sure everything stays sterile and clean, and I also hand instruments to the surgeon, so everything goes efficiently and smoothly. Now, if the nurse wasn't in the room, I also couldn't really do my job very effectively. I could still do it, just not very well. The nurse I'll ask the nurse, hey, can you grab me more sponges, aka like towels, for instance, since it's kind of hard to describe them, but different types of towels. I'll ask, hey, can you give me some more of those? She's like, yeah, cool, and she gets them for me. Or I need a needle, and she's like, okay, which one? I tell her, she goes and grabs it, or he goes and grabs it, not he or she. Both, there's both. Or I need this tubing. Can you go grab it? Like, okay, got it, and then they go get it. This and that. I'll ask them for things that the surgeon will need, and say, hey, can you go get that? Or sometimes I don't know if they're gonna need it, so I ask, hey, can you go get this? But leave it in the room. Don't open it yet, because everything's peel packed or put in some sort of package. What the fuck is that? Oh, there's two of them. Okay. So yeah, that's my job. I pass instruments to the surgeon. I could have said that, but I didn't, so I spent 4 minutes telling you all about that. Anyways, what was this originally for? I don't remember. I knew it had something to do with my work, but I don't know what it was. Well, yeah, that's my job. I'm a certified surgical technologist. I pass instruments to the surgeon and make sure everything stays sterile. If you have questions about healthcare, specifically an OR suite or OR questions, I can probably help you with them. Now, granted, I'm pretty new scrub tech. I mean, I started my job 8 months ago, but I've been in school for 11 for this course, like a year, basically. Now, I know you're like, why is somebody who's only been in school for this job for a year working in the OR on patients.
We've arrived. Check the equipment and get set up before investigating. Whoever was here must have summoned the ghost with a cursed object. Investigate it, but be careful.
So